Hi guys, so I just wanted to hop in here before the video starts and say thank you guys for 100 subscribers just in 4 days. That's crazy. So yeah, let's jump right into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melanin and I'm back with another video, and today we're gonna have a rundown of a story time of how I became a published author in Kenya. But before that, I'm going to give you guys like my own story. Then the next video we will dive into like tips on how to become a published author, self-publishing author, and all those good things. So if you're back here for the first time, you might want to subscribe and stay longer. Also, after you're done watching, you want to like and share this with your friends. Yeah, also I did that on purpose, just in case we are wondering. Also, every time I decide to do a video, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is the second or third time I am filming this video, because the first time I didn't like the video, the second time there was too much background noise, so I hope this time we are okay. So yeah, we are going to start when I was in high school. It was the first time being an author was mentioned to me. I was in Form 3. I was actually very good in literature and both English and Kiswahili. So my teacher happened to mention once, shout out to Miss G. She mentioned once that, you know, Najwa, you can become like a writer one day, and you know, author. I was like, that was news to me, because the only thing I knew was ain't nobody was working to become an author. No, like I was working either to be a doctor or all other things that I expected to be like careers, you know, law and all those things. But life happened. So life happened to me. Fast forward, I'm in uni. Before I started writing, like writing officially, I was just writing for myself and all the things that were going inside my life. I've said in the previous video that I'm not a type of person that shares my things with people. Like I share with some of my close friends, but I write most of the times. Even if I share something, for me to get over it, I must write it down. So fast forward to university, first year, second year. First year when I joined university, I became a spoken word artist. Actually, my first performance was a surprise performance in an audience. I was out of this. I didn't even know I could do that, because I used to listen to a lot, and I mean a lot of poetry, but I didn't know that I was going to do this. So when I was in my hostel, I used to perform a lot of poetry and also listen to Buna Muhammad, if many of you know him. So yeah, and one girl heard about it. She's like, you know what, like, she's called Rose. I still talk to her, so shout out to you, Rose. Rose was actually the first person to hear me, like, because I used to recite Buna Muhammad A to Z, like I know all the lines, you know. That. So Buna Muhammad, after I recited, she heard me. Then she's like, you know what, by the way, we have a like poetry something in school, blah blah blah. So they were doing something like a show. I don't want to go background, that story is very long, but just know that I performed as a surprise party of the story. I was from the audience and I woke up with a mic. It was a dramatic situation, but thank God my best friend was there, so made things easy for me because I was in school and it was just a lot of things. Anyways, 2 years, second year, end of second year, I believe we used to go on Sundays for something like cultural event, like sit down, perform, people do their talents. It was like a chilled situation, evening coffee, you know, some slow things going on, you understand what I mean. So yeah, fast forward, that particular day I was very sad, actually very sad. So I went and sat alone, and suddenly one of my friends, shout out to you, Mick Junior, guys, if it was not for Mick Jr. putting this information into me, I don't think we would have had this book. Also, if you open the first few pages, he's mentioned, because you know, shout out to Mick Jr. If I will put his YouTube channel in the description so that you guys follow him. Okay, Mick Jr. comes and she asks me, like, it's a he, sorry. Mick Jr. asks me like, what's wrong, blah blah blah. So we talk about the life, world, how things work. Like, I love deep conversation. He's one of the best people to have these conversations with. So Mick tells me, by the way, do you know you can become an author? And I'm like, oh, but how? Like, I'm used to writing, but I'm used to writing for myself, not for sharing with the world. Like, what will the world think of me, blah blah blah. There's this girl who has written a book, and I think you might enjoy her content, and she's like one of the people who you might need to go and ask how she did and where she did it. I was like, okay, at that time I didn't give it information, like, much attention, but I was like, you know what, I am going to do this. If this is because that time I was going through a lot that I'm not going to put into this video, because it was personal life and other things going around. It was just crazy. That's the only thing we should know. Alhamdulillah, I am here today, and I'm mentally, physically, emotionally in a better place than that time. It's actually crazy to think about it. Anyways, I went home. I used to stay in a hostel, but like on my own by that time before I moved. So I stayed, I thought about it. I started like seeing what I could write and writing whatever I can write for myself. Again, I was not sure if I wanted to share this information or not, because I was afraid of what people will think of me, which I understand is normal. What people will think of me, like, what are people close to me going to say, blah blah blah. Like, it was a whole lot of shebang. But I wrote a book. You guys have seen this. This is an edited book over 50 times. I had a 120 pages worth manuscript. It was like a novel, and then I was like, no, like, this is too much for the world. It's my story, it's the things that I've been through, it's the things that I don't really think I can share with the world. Like, even if I will, I don't think it's the right time. I don't think like everybody needs to know me that much, even though I believe that my voice is something, and maybe there is someone somewhere who's going through the same things that I've been through, and they think, you know, I won't be like, get out of this situation. But girl, you will get out of that situation. That's the truth. You will get out of that situation, and you'll even be in a better situation than what you think of. So fast forward, second year of university, I finished having like almost half to 3/4 of my manuscript. When I'm going to third year, like my first semester, 2.1. If you're in Kenya, you understand. If you're outside Kenya, then it is what it is. So yeah, I went to 2.1. Suddenly I became very sick. Like, my health was deteriorating. I don't know if that's the word, or I'm tripping. So my health became very, very bad. I was going through so many other things. So I decided, I was hospitalized for some time. I went home. So after going home, I decided to take a 1 year gap from school, like from university. By the way, I was doing environmental science, resource conservation. In case everybody asks how things I do, linguistics, I don't know, I do what? No. I was doing environmental science. So many months go by, like 2 to 3. I left my work, I left my residence, like where I used to stay. I left so many things behind. So it was very, very hard to go back to the same situation and like do the same number of things. So I was like, you know what, like I think I'm going to pursue this writing things. Then on the verge of all of those, like when I came back home, I was sick. I didn't have a phone, so my phone broke down. Guys, if I tell you guys, I stayed almost 8 months without a phone. I had a kabambe for like getting communication if I needed to, but I had kabambe for like almost 8 months. I became so distant from the normal world. That's when I wrote, like I finished the whole book, and I was with 120 pages, but in between I didn't have work, I didn't have any money to support the publications of the book. So after 7 to 8 months, I found my first job, which is the same job I'm still doing right now, thank God. So I found my first, not my first job, but like my job now, office work. So I started going to work. I saved money for like 4 months. From then I published, I did a book launch. I skipped telling you guys something. Before I published this book, I wrote 120 pages. Then I divided that long story into short stories. And then I was like, you know what, nobody needs to read so many short stories of the same story, like of one story, but now short stories. So I was like, what, turn the short stories into poems. So if I tell people that my book took more than 1 year to write, this is the process. So I divided those short stories into poems. So when you open my book, you see that there is chapter 1, then there is chapter 2. All of these headings had short stories of them that I had to turn into poetry. So yeah, this is if you read very well, you will notice that all the stories are connected to each other. It's like beginning of life, that's like the first chapter is beginning of life, and the last chapter, it's time to heal. So yeah, like it's a continuation. And also I divided them into 2 chapters. One is like going through pain and all those things, and like having identity crisis and not understanding the world. Then the second part of the book is like I am here to heal. Like I'm understanding what is happening to me. I'm maturing from being this young girl who came out of nowhere, another country to another place, understanding new things and all of that. So yeah, that is where I was going with this. So I wanted to make each and every other girl that has been in my situation or is being through a difficult time understand that, listen, it's not the end of the world. I know you might think that, oh my God, like there is no way out of here. I am nowhere where I want to be, but I believe that I'm going to be where I want to be one day. So yeah, fast forward, I did a book launch with, I just wanted close friends and family, because it was my birthday, so I was trying to make it as intimate as possible. And also all of these things require finances, so I did each and everything on my own. Like I've put all of this together, including the event. So yeah, I'm thankful to be where I am. If you're interested in the second part of this story, watch my next video. But I guess that's that for today. If you have many other questions, ask in the description, I will answer you back. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love and appreciate you. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.